Patitanam Pavanebhyam Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. We'll start the session with Jaya Radha Madhava. Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Giridharadhari Jaya Giridharadhari Yashodanandana Rajajanarandana Yashodanandana Rajajanarandana Yamatira Vanachari Yamatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Giridhari Radha Giridhari Sri Radhe Jaya Radha Giridhari Radha Giridhari Sri Radhe Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhadramani Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhadramani Jaya Gauranita Gauranita Sri Sri Gauranita Jaya Gauranita Jaya Gauranita Sri Sri Gauranita Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Gurudev Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gurudev ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna. Please welcome to this morning session of Srimad Bhagavatam. And we will read the Prabhupada Leelamrit. So before that, I would like to take all Vaishnava blessing so that I will deliver the right message. And please bless me so that I can speak and glorify the Lord by the instructions of Srila Prabhupada. And also please correct me so that I can rectify my mistakes. Thank you so much. I'll share Prabhupada Lilamrita. Are you able to see, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, thank you so much, Prabhuji. So we are reading Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita, chapter number 25. So our master has not finished his work. Page number 683. The following day, a tape arrived from Mukunda, recording of the San Francisco devotees singing Sri Rama Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama and other bhajans. Prabhupada dictated another letter saying that as soon as he got strength for traveling, he would come again to San Francisco. In the meantime, he wrote, I shall be very glad to know what arrangements you are going to do for the Radhayatra festival. Make it a grand present and unique introduction in the United States. Some of Swamiji's disciples gathered in the storefront at 26 Second Avenue one night. Sitting around on the faded rug, they discussed the meaning of Swamiji's illness. He had said that when the heart attack had come, it had been meant for his death. Therefore, he had called out loudly, Hare Krishna, thinking that the moment of the death had come. Krishnananda remembered that Swamiji had once told him that when he was on the boat coming to America, the captain's wife had read his palm and said that if he survived his 71st year, he would live to be 100. Madhusudana asked, how could a pure devotee be subjected to a death blow? Kirtanananda replied that it was impersonal to think that because Swamiji was a pure devotee, nothing could happen to him and that they should not even worry about him. Of course, the apparent suffering or even the passing away of a pure devotee wasn't the same as the ordinary man's. Swamiji had given the example of the cat. Sometimes she carries her kittens in her mouth, and sometimes she catches a mouse in the same jaws. The mouse feels the jaws of death, but the kitten feels safety and affection. So all the Swamiji's death call might have appeared similar to an ordinary man's. For Swamiji, there had been no fear or danger. As the disciples discussed their realization, they began to clear away their doubts about why such an apparent setback had come upon their spiritual master. Satsvarupa mentioned the letter he had typed for Swamiji at the hospital. In the letter, Swamiji had said he was not afraid of Maya and could not be touched by Maya, but he had also referred to being stabbed by his heart. Brahmananda said that Swamiji had once told him that spiritual master may suffer for the sins of his disciples because he has to take their karma. Swamiji now had about 50 disciples, so maybe that had been the cause of his heart attack. They talked about the importance of being very strict and not committing any sins with which to burden their spiritual master. Another reason for Swamiji's illness, Kirtanananda said, was that Krishna had arranged it to engage them all in intimate service to Swamiji. By serving a pure devotee, one gains the favor of Krishna, and Krishna was letting them all become purified by messaging and serving Swamiji so intimately. Satsvarupa recalled that Swamiji had said in a letter to the devotees in San Francisco that he was supposed to have died, but their prayers had saved him. Swamiji had told Kirtanananda that Krishna had heard the devotees' prayers and had granted their wishes. Krishna was allowing Swamiji to go on with his mission of spreading Krishna consciousness in the West. It wasn't on his own behalf that Swamiji wanted to live, but to continue his mission. Can I stop it here, Prabhuji?
That's fine, Mataji. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So now we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 31, and the verse number 9. So I will share the screen. Can you able to see, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji, all fine. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Hare Krishna. So we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, 31 chapter, and 9th verse. Narada Uvacha तज्जन्मतानि कर्माणि तदायुस्तन्मनो वचः ऋणामेन हि विश्वात्मा सेव्यते हरिरीश्वरः ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारद उवाच तज्जन्मतानि कर्माणि तदायुस्तन्मनो वचः नृणां येन हि विश्वात्मा सेव्यते हरिरीश्वरः ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारद उवाच तज्जन्मतानि कर्माणि तदायुस्तन्मनो वचः नृणां येन हि विश्वात्मा सेव्यते हरिरीश्वरः. So anybody wants to recite, please welcome.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandot Pranam.
Dandavat pranam, please.
Narad Uvacha Tajjanma Tani Karmani Tadayustan Manovacha Nenam Yena Hi Vishatma Shevayate Haririshara. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandot Pranam. I am also trying.
Yes, Prabhuji, please.
Narada Uvacha Tajjanmatani Karmani Tadayusha Tanmano Vachaha Nrinam Yena Hi Vishwatma Shebhyate Haririsharaha. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat pranam, Mataji, please.
Narada Uvacha Tajjanma Tani Karmani Tad Ayustan Manovachaha Ninam Iena Hi Vishwatma Shebhyate Haririshwaraha. Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna Mataji, I am reading.
Yes,
Naradovacha tajjanmatan tani karmani tadayutan manovacha nirnam yena hi vishvatma sevyate harishwara.
Hare
Thank
Krishna
you.
Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. I am also trying.
Yes, Mataji, please.
Narada Uvacha Tajjanma Tani Karmani Tadayustanmana Vachaha Nrinang Jena Hi Vishatma Sebbate Haririsharaha. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So we go for synonyms. Anybody would like to read synonyms? Please.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Narada Uvacha, Narad said, Tat Janma, that birth, Tani, those, Karmani, fruitive activities, Tat, that, Ayu, span of life, Tat, that, Manaha, mind, Vacha, words, Nrinam, of human beings, Yena, by which, he, certainly, Vishwa Atma, the super soul, Shebhyate, is served, Harihi, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Ishwaraha, the Supreme Controller. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So, anybody would like to read translation purport?
Yes, Mataji, I can read the translation.
Yes.
Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The great sage Narada said, when a living entity is born to engage in the devotional service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the Supreme Controller, his birth, all his fruitive activities, his lifespan, his mind and his words are all factually perfect. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. So, purport.
Hare Krishna. Mataji,
Hare Krishna.
Dandot Pranam. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In this verse, the word Nenam is very important. There are many other births beside human birth, but Narad Muni is here especially speaking of human birth. Among human beings, there are different types of men. Of this, those who are advanced in spiritual consciousness or Krishna consciousness are called Aryans. Among Aryans, one who engages in the devotional service of the Lord is most successful in life. The word Nidam indicates that lower animals are not expected to engage in the devotional service of the Lord. But in perfect human society, everyone should engage in the devotional service of the Lord. It does not matter whether one is born poor or rich, black or white. There are there may be so many material distinctions for one who takes birth in human society, but everyone should engage in Lord's devotional service. At the present moment, civilized nations have given up God consciousness for economic development. They are actually no longer interested in advancing in Krishna consciousness. Formerly, their forefathers were engaged in executing religious principles, whether one is Hindu, Muslim, Buddhist, Jewish, or whatever. Everyone has some religious institution. Real religion, however, means becoming God conscious. It is particularly mentioned herein that birth is successful if an interest in Krishna consciousness is taken. Actively is successful if it results in serving the Lord. Philosophical speculation or mental speculation is successful when engaged in understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The senses are worth possessing when engaged in the service of the Lord. Actually, devotional service means engaging the senses in the service of the Lord. At the present moment, our senses are not purified. Therefore, our senses are engaged in the service of the society, friendship, love, politics, sociology, and so on. However, when the senses are engaged in the service of the Lord, one attains bhakti or devotional service. In the next verse, these matters will be more clearly explained. When one great devotee of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw the Lord, he said that all his desires were fulfilled. He said, "Today everything is auspicious. Today my birthplace and neighborhood are completely glorified. Today my senses from my eyes down to my toes are fortunate. Today, my life is successful because I have been able to see the lotus feet that are worshipped by the goddesses of fortune." Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. I will read translation one more time. The great sage Narada said, when a living entity is born to engage in the devotion service of Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is Supreme Controller, his birth, all his productive activities, his lifespan, his mind, and his words are all actually perfect. Thank you so much. I will stop sharing. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshur Unmiltam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Ete Ashtaprayasu Apadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Vattam Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtike Mukam Karoti Vacharam Pangam Langete Giri Kripatamaham Vande Sri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Sendra Eswaram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Vancha Kalpatarubhya Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyam Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. So we have been discussing the activities of Prachetas, and we heard that how Prachetas were taken the instructions from his father, and they underwent the severe austerities under the water around 10,000 years. with unity, with faithful, by taking the instructions of his father very seriously, they were doing, and how by his causeless mercy Lord Shiva appeared before them, and he instructed them how to perform the austerity, what is the process of meditation, to whom to worship. So he explained everything. And Prachetas took that very seriously. They underwent severe austerities, praying the Lord and pleasing they were trying to please the Lord. And after they finished the austerities, Lord appeared before them. He also gave the benedictions. Not only they got the instructions from Lord Shiva, they also got the benedictions from Lord, that so they will get the son not inferior to Brahma, and also they live for 1 million celestial years, and also they get the all happiness, material happiness, the happiness not only in this material world and also in heavenly planets. And they got the benediction of associating with the devotees and Lord. So after they got the benedictions, they started ruling the kingdom very nicely, with all the principles, with the authority, by taking the instructions from the authority superiors. So they, even though they are engaged in the material activities, they were maintaining the family, wife and son, they never forget the aim of the life, that is serving the Lord. They are not deviating from the path of devotional service. So finally, so they, when they are satisfied with all these kingdom, they rejected, they took the voluntary, the forcefully they rejected everything, and they decided to go to secluded place, and they want to practice for higher realization. And they went to the secluded place where Jabali Muni was practicing, and they were practicing pranayama. So when they are practicing pranayama, the process of realizing their connecting soul and with the Lord, that time by his causeless mercy, Narada Muni appeared. So again, if you see the life of the Prachetas, we can understand they are ready to take instructions. They are not doing the things whimsically. When the Narada Muni appeared, immediately they got up from their meditation asanas, and they offered asana to Narada Muni. So they were asking. So because we are so busy with our material engagements, we neglect, we forgot what to do. Even though Lord has given the benedictions, he has given the instructions, we overlooked it. So we forgot what to do. Please instruct us what is our next aim, what is our next duty. So if you see their life, every time they are taking instructions from the seniors. So at the beginning of their life, they took the instructions from the father. They took instructions from Lord Shiva how to perform austerity, and they took instructions from the Lord himself how to rule the kingdom. And now also, while they left everything, while doing their sadhana for the higher realization, again they are taking instructions. So it is understood that each and every step of our life, we need to seek blessings, we need to seek instructions, we need to follow the instructions of pure devotees, seniors, especially spiritual master Gurudev. So that is very important for our upliftment. So at any point of time, we should not do with our thoughts whimsically, you cannot do it. So always we have to follow the instruction. This is the first lesson we learn from this verse. So always it is important to learn lessons from seniors, taking their advice, taking their instructions. So just like a Parikshit Maharaj, after he was cursed by a Brahmin boy, so he rejected everything. So he could say, I'm a king, nobody, no need to say anything to me, I know everything, I'm a devotee. So I'm in the dynasty of great devotees of Lord Pandavas. So he never think like that. At that time also, so he was requesting all the sages, rishis assembled there in the bank of Ganges. Was asking what I'm supposed to do now, what is my dating. So he is ready to take instructions. That is also one example for us to practice the taking instructions from senior Vaishnavas, senior authorities. So this is also explained in Nectar of Instruction by Srila Rupa Goswami. Satovritti. Satovritti means that this is the one of the favorable condition for our devotional uplift. What is that? Following the instructions of the previous acharya, following the footsteps of the previous acharyas and following the instructions of the previous acharyas. So at any point of time, we should not go whimsically. And also in this verse, the important word is given, that is runam. In this verse, the significance, the importance of human life is highlighted. So what is that runam? That is the meaning of runam. So today we will discuss what is the actual meaning of the runam Aryan and what is non-Aryan, what are the activities of Aryan, what are the activities of non-Aryan people, and also how to avoid this religious principle, non-Aryan activities, and we come to Aryan activities, and what is the benefit of taking that process. We'll discuss all these points in this today's section. So in the Padma Purana, there is a verse. It is explained how many species of living entities are there. So it says that Jalaja Navalakshani. There is a 9 lakhs of aquatics, like they live in water. Savara Laksha Vimsati. 20 lakhs are plants and trees. They cannot move. They are living entities, but they cannot move. There are more in number, 20 lakhs. Krimayo Rudra Sankheya. That means, Krimayo means insects, worms. They are in Rudra. Rudra means 11 lakhs. Pakshinam Dasalakshani. 10 lakhs are birds, bees. So that number is there. Trimshal Lakshani Pashuvaha. 3 lakhs animals. Chatur Lakshani Manushaha. 4 lakhs of human beings. Compared to above all, the human species, the number is very less. But the importance is given to this species compared to other species like aquatics, plants and trees, insects, animals. The importance is given to the human beings. So human, here in this translation, Ardhamani is saying that when you take in the birth, it is your duty to perform the devotion service. This is the default duty to perform the devotional service. If you are taking this one, you have to perform this. So just like when you are born in a country, you got the citizen of that country. So by default, you get some benefits automatically. In the same way, if you are taking birth of the human being, okay, human body, so this is your duty. So you are eligible to perform this duty. So otherwise, you are no more like animals. So you have to uplift yourself from the animal platform to human platform. And here, Rishabhadev. So Rishabhadev, he has 100 sons. He was teaching his sons in the fifth canto, fifth chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam. So I will share the screen. So we'll see. Are you able to see this privilege screen?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. So Rishabhadev says, Rishabha Uvacha. Nayam Deha Deha Bhajam Truloke Kastam Kaman Arhate Vid Bhujam E Tapo Divyam Putraka Ena Sattvam Suddayet Esmad Brahma Saukyam Tva Anantam. So if you see the translation, Lord Rishabhadeva told his sons, my dear boys, of all the living entities, we have accepted material bodies in this world. One who has been awarded this human form should not work hard day and night simply for sense gratification, which is available even for dogs and hogs that eat stool. One should engage in penance and austerity to attain the divine position of devotional service. By such activity, one's heart is purified, and when one attains this position, he attains eternal bliss life, which is transcendental to material happiness and which continues forever. So here Rishabhadev is explaining that don't be act like animals. So there is a common, there are some common principles between animals and human beings. What are the four principles? Anybody wants to share? What are the four common principles?
Eating, mating, defending, and eating, mating, sleeping, and defending.
Yes. So they are common. Sleeping, eating, mating, and defending. So we also eat, they also eat. And we also sleep, they also sleep. So we sleep in sophisticated beds, in luxurious way. They sleep under the trees, but the sleepy sleep, it is a common. And so human beings also produce offsprings, but they also gives progeny. And they sometimes they protect. If something happens, somebody is attacking, we protect ourselves, right? And animals, they are also expert in protecting their lives. This is common. So here, both animals, human beings, all the living entities, they are using the senses. Senses are manifested for all the beings. But the question, how these senses are utilizing, that makes difference. So animals and the other living entities, they use these senses just for following these four principles, not beyond that. But human beings are given chance to use these senses for higher realization. So that's what Rishabhadev is saying, that one should engage in penance, austerity to attain the divine position of devotional service. We have to use that senses to perform that austerity, the podivyam, to attain that stage. When you attain that stage, automatically your heart will be purified and you will be freed from all entanglements. You get the eternity, you get the bliss. So what else we want? So that is the permanent happiness we get by doing that. So this is the one qualification and the one eligibility for the human beings. That's where these senses are used. So they are bit beyond all these living entities. They are using the higher consciousness, higher order thinking. And if you see in the 7.15, Namam Drukshitino Muna Prapadyante Naradhama. So Naradhama, so the lower in mankind. So what are the activities of this? They perform just like a Grahamedis. So Grahamedis in the Srimad Bhagavatam second canto, fourth chapter also, Srila Sukadeva Goswami explains Grahamedis, they always engage themselves in for the sense gratification to enjoy things, and whole day they work so hard, and at night they sleep and they participate in other sex activities and they enjoy the sense gratification. So that's what they do. And also they are apasyatam atma tattva. That means they are blind to know the atma tattva. So what is the absolute truth, reality? They are not able to understand them because always they are using their senses for the sense gratification on the bodily platform. They never come out of that bodily platform to understand higher reality. And also they have a blind faith on their fallen soldiers. Fallible soldiers means their family, friends, children, society, relatives. They keep faith on them. Those are fallible. They are also blind. They are also conditioned. He never knows that at the end of time they are not going to save him. At the end of time, so we have to take the shelter of Lord. Lord will protect us. So we will be free from the bondage of birth, death, and old age. So these are the activities. They always talks. 1,000 topics are there. Economics, politics. So they are interested in talking about all these share markets, sports, jewelry, clothes, food. They never show interested in spiritual discourses, spiritual topics. So that's how they spend their time. And also Naradama, especially, they don't have a religious principles like no meat eating, no gambling. So like these principles they don't maintain. So they always after religious principles. So they behave like animals. That's why they are Naradama. So they are lower than the animals. So they are lower in they are human beings, but they are behaving like animals. That's why they are lower than the human beings. And they don't. So if there is no God conscious, there is no religiosity, there is no God consciousness. Present situation, even in the purport, Srila Prabhupada is explaining the present government and civilization, they are more on the economic development, not for the God consciousness. They are not showing the how they have to serve for the Lord, how they have to uplift for the God consciousness. They are not giving the methods, they are not showing the ways. They are always after the economic development, how to improve our economic condition of country, how to improve our status, how to improve our earnings, how to enjoy. Like this they are thinking. They always neglect religious principles. And also they are not interested to revive our constitutional position also. So Atato Brahma Jijnasa. So like Grahamedis, they say that they are engaged in the material activities. They never time to Atma Tattva, to look inside. So who am I? Where I'm coming from? Why I'm suffering here? So when I die, where I go? So they don't have any idea. So they are always on bodily platform. So they are no interest in the reviving constitutional position. First of all, they are not interested in religious principle. The second one is they are not interested in reviving their constitutional position. So that is our constitutional position is Sanatana Dharma. That is, we are servants of Lord. That is our constitutional position. They never think about that. And also, when they are in the womb, in the same purport, 7.3, Srila Prabhupada explains, so when they are in the womb of mother, they pray to Lord, please, let us come out. We are going to serve you. They promise when they are in the womb of mother. When they touch the material world, by the influence of three modes, they forget it. That's why, so this is a culture, this is a Vedic culture, they do samskaras. Why they do samskaras? To remember, to revive their consciousness, to remember, to make them remember all these promises. So I'm going to serve you. So during the Namakaran, they do samskara. So like this, every stage of their, every stage they do samskaras. Why? They to revive their promises, whatever they did in the womb of mother. So that they are forgetting. They are not ready to do those samskaras. They just want to enjoy. And also they are not ready to accept the scriptures. They are not interested to read the scriptures. They are not ready to take the association of the pure devotees. So Brahmanda Brahmite Kone Bhagyavan Jiva Guru Krishna Prasad Paye Bhakti Lata Bija. So they are saying that so it is fortunate the living entity wanders all around the planets here and there, Patala to Brahmalokas, they wander. So when they get association of pure devotee, by the mercy of pure devotee and Krishna, the Bhakti Lata Bija starts in their hearts. But they are not having that. They are rejecting to take that opportunity. They are not ready to take that opportunity and they are rejecting. They are always engaging in the material gratification. So these are the qualifications of non-Aryans. Non-Aryans means they don't have any religious principles. They are not interested to read the scriptures. They are not interested to follow Vedas. And they are not interested to study follow the pure devotee, take the association of pure devotees. They are not interested to take the samskaras. And they are not interested to take the methods which help to revive our constitutional position. They always in the dark well journey. So that is the some of the properties of non-Aryans. So they are interested in so many other things. They waste day and night just like that. If you come to the Aryans, in this verse, Prabhupada is explaining the significance of Aryan. Aryans means civilized persons. They know the value of the life. What is the value of the human life is so important and what to do when you are living. And they know how to go back to Godhead and also they know how to live in this material world so happily. So they know both. So when the examples like all the Rajarshis, King Yudhishthir was a Rajarshi. He was following all the principles of religious and he is giving opportunity to citizens also to advance in the spiritual path. So Parikshit Maharaj also same. Kardava Muni. So he was a Brahman. Still he knows. So he was engaged in the material life. So he married and still he was engaged in the material activity. So he knows, he's a stance Brahmana. So he knows what is the value of life. So Swayambhu Manu. So there are so many Rajarshis. They know the value of the life and they know how to go back and they also know how to live the life here in this material world happily without sufferings also. So these Aryans, they according to scriptures, they know the value of the life. What values they know? That is also important. They know social values, they know political values, they know religious values. So if you come to what is the social value? So just like a rulers, they take care of country. So what they do? They take care of how to make a roads, plant trees. So what is the welfare of the society? They take care of welfare. They take care welfare of the society so nicely. Whatever the needs of the society, needs of the people, they take care. And they take care also about the animals, not only human beings. So the kingdom means it is with human beings, other living entities also. They take care of other living entities. They take care of nature also, how to grow plants. And they take care of other things like according to scriptures, the religious principles, the taking care of Brahmins, they taking care of women, taking care of old persons. So they take care of all these social value. That means they have a social value. So they take care of even they have a respect for the nature. They have respect for other living entities. So they take care of family. They take care of friends. They give importance to each and everything of surroundings. Social happenings. What is the need for the society? They also take care. So this is the value of Aryans. Social value of the Aryans. When it comes to political value means they rule. So if they are in the authority, the position of authority, they take care of their subordinates. They rule the country. Suppose, for example, in India, there are some political leaders. So they take care how to protect the dharmic places, how to protect the dhams. They take care of developing the dhams. They take care of the religious principles, spiritual aspects of the kingdom. They give importance. The leader should be like that. The leader should be taking care of all these values, social values, what is important for the society. Not only these material things, they also think society needs the spiritual things also. They know the value of the life. The human beings are meant to do tapasya, meant to connect to the Lord. That is their only engagement. In present scenario, we are forgetting that one, and we are engaging ourselves in so many material activities. So these people, religious Aryan people, they know very well that they have to uplift the society with these values. And also, what is the religious principles? They spread the consciousness. They spread the message of the Lord. They establish temples. They open so many religious centers so that everybody can come and take part and uplift. So these are some of the qualities of the Aryan. So Aryan, they don't think about himself. They think about others. They know the value, how to bring everyone towards the Lord, how to uplift them, how to connect them. So here scriptures Prabhupada always says, animal plus religion is equal to human beings. So that means if you are adding religious to your life is perfect. In the translation also we saw Nardamani saying that if you take in the birth as a human being, see, this is your duty, serving the Lord, take up the bhakti yoga, and your life will be, your mind, words, everything will be perfect. That is the achieving perfect at the end. So attaining the devotion service, using your senses in the service of Lord instead of serving the Maya. So that is the benefit of taking Bhakti Yoga. If you remove the religious from your life, human minus religiosity is nothing but animal. So you have to decide whether you want to be animal, you want to be human. If you want to be human, these are your duties. So these are the things to eat, these are the things to maintain, these are the things to perform. So everything is decided. All the scripture says that this is your duty. So these things you have to eat, these things you have to perform. Everything is written. So if you want to be human beings, take up that religious principles into your life. Don't become animal. And also, so what is the advantage of taking this method? So Lord Rishabhadev is saying to his sons, take up the Bhakti Yoga. Don't be like dogs and cats. They also eat stool. Don't do like that. Some difference should be there. Your life is for attaining higher position, higher goal. That is Krishna consciousness. And in Bhagavad Gita 7th chapter also, Manushyanam Sahasreshu, Krishna says that there are so many people, they try for me. Among them, so only few people can understand this. Among them also, only one people can know me as it is. So this is the trial, this is the practice we are doing to attain that perfect. And in the Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, 40th verse, it's also the Neha Vikramanasasti Pratyavadena Vijjate Swalpam api asya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Take up this process. It saves you from the greatest danger. So this they are taking up of this Bhakti Yoga. It makes you convert from non-Aryan to Aryan. So we have discussed what is the qualities of Aryan, what are the qualities of non-Aryan. So this Bhakti Yoga, it is giving the chance to convert from non-Aryan to Aryan. So it saves you from the falling, from the big danger. Like, what is the big danger? Death. Falling into the material pool again, taking birth again. That is the biggest danger. We have to save from that one. We have to protect ourselves from that danger. That's where the Bhakti Yoga helps us. And also, it helps us to revive our constitutional position. And the austerities. Prabhupada has given us so many ways, strategies to become Aryan. So morning programs, reading scriptures, Mangalarati, chanting, and taking prasadam, serving, book distribution. So many methods are given to convert from Aryan to non-Aryan to Aryan. So take up any one and become Aryan. And these austerities, these penances, these devotional service help us to revive our constitution position. We are not body, we are a soul. Our duty is to serve Lord. It gives connection. That is actual yoga. The connecting ourselves with the Lord. This Bhakti Yoga helps us to connect from that point. So he taught us so many ways how to please Lord by serving deity worship, chanting, scriptures, sadhu seva, associating pure devotees, diksha. So many facilities he has given us. Take up these chances, Navavida Bhakti. So this human form of life is to get perfect by following the devotional service. So these are the benefits of taking devotional service. So from today's verse, we have learned from the activities of Pracheta, it is understood that at any time of our life, it is very important to take instructions from our authority, from senior Vaishnavas, senior members. And secondly, we should not behave like animals because this human form of life is rarely achieved. This is awarded for the tapodivyam, for higher austerity, penance, to engage ourselves, senses in the service of Lord, to please the Lord. So these activities is common for the animals also. Become separate from the animal, behave like a human being, and follow these principles and get perfection. By following the Bhakti Yoga, you get perfect. So these are the lessons we have learned from the verse. So take the association of pure devotee and get bhakti and get perfect yourself. I would like to stop here. If anybody wants to add anything or any comments, please welcome. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much for the very nice class, particularly bringing out the meaning of this text so nicely and clearly explaining that human life is different from an animal life, although we have four things in common, but for a human life, the dharma is the only separate that makes us different from an animal life. And the purpose of human life is fulfilled when we achieve that highest parodharma, which is to create bhakti on the Lord, that unflinching faith on the Lord and develop it so that ultimately we can go back to Godhead. That is the ultimate goal of human life. And in fact, for that, in our society or any civilized society, there is a provision for purification of the sanskar, you have nicely told. That is the process of elevating from this animal life to spiritual life. And ultimately, we have to bring perfection in that, so that by doing bhakti perfectly, we can purify ourselves and qualify ourselves really to go back to Godhead. And in fact, there is in Srimad Bhagavatam, I think it is chapter 11, verse 20, and no, chapter 11, and no, sorry, Canto 11, chapter 20, verse 17. It is Nideham Addam Shalabam Shadurlabam Plabam Shakalapam Guru Karanodharam Mayanukulena Navash Teritam Pumang Bhavaptim Natare Shvatmaha. So this shows the purpose of human life. If one doesn't utilize it for the service of the Lord, he is only committing a suicide. It is a failure of human life. If we do not utilize it properly, we will be missing our target, and it is a suicide for a human being. Thank you very for bringing out that point. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for adding this. Hare Krishna. Yeah, even Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that Kutastha Kasmalamidam, isme Samupartita, Anarim Justam Aspargyam, Akirtikaram Arjuna. So he is chastising Arjuna, become Aryan, don't behave like a non-Aryan. So you don't behave like a degraded person. You are a Kshatriya, your duty is fight. So if you are not following your duty, so it's a fame for you. You degrade. You become non-Aryan. So become Aryan. Is also chastising Arjuna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Anybody would like to add any points?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandot Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you
Prabhuji.
very much. In a way, it will help us to write our chapter given for OBA.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
I was listening that these are the points where to be noted and to be tabulated or bringing up our OBA in the next session. However, it's very nice to hear from you about the difference between the Aryans and non-Aryans. It's only one difference that what makes us very special. That's real human life. That is what it is. To understand the Atma Tattva. When we understand that who we are, what is my duty, what is the relation between the Lord and ours, is all about the difference between an animal and a human being, or which is we can say Aryan and non-Aryans. Thank you very much for explaining this so nicely, to understanding the difference between the animals and the human being. Yeah, this is what actually brings up the making them understand the difference between the two species. Yeah, thank you so much. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. I think nobody is there, Prabhuji. So we'll conclude the class.
Yes, Mataji, it appears there is no other person to make comments, so the class may be concluded. Thank you very much for the very good class.
पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। Our great Savitri Mataji ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Gautamaनंदे Hari Hari Bol. All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare
Very
Krishna.
nice class.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Can you just put for me? Thank you.